So welcome back here to Little Orpheus, so let's continue to episode 7. Let's go continuing in space when we went with the rocket. Oh, is he waving?
Laika!
Are
Laika.
you stark raving mad?
The first dog
It
on
was Laika.
space, is it?
I am sure of it. That spirited little dog saved me.
Laika saved you in her little space machine.
I believe the correct term is capsule, General.
Don't push your luck any further, Ivan Ivanovich. I fear it might snap.
Oh, my apologies, General. In my excitement to explain what I discovered on the far side of the Metagalacticus Interiores, I got carried away. And it happened like this.
Can skip that.
A rocky moon. It's the center of the Earth.
The source of all creation, General. A place where time flowed like rivers, and boulders of raw matter rained like comets upon the cratered rock.
Another miraculous escape from death. Another happy accident.
It was no accident, General. Laika took me there entirely deliberately.
How
I'm
could
sure
it
of that.
exist something
She
inside
continues to
the
be a
Earth like
heroine and a
this?
savior and protector of our great nation.
How could exist something like this in Earth? In the center of Earth? It's like, come on. That's ridiculous.
Laika died in orbit.
No, General, she did not. She's very much alive and happy, and currently living several miles below our feet.
Laika is dead, Ivan.
She most certainly is not, General.
This is the real world, Tavarish. A world where you did not go to the center of the Earth, and Laika died in orbit.
In my world, General, Laika is still alive.
Whoa, no gravity, okay.
A better world, some may argue. Very well. I will live in your world for a while longer, but time is running out.
Ah, yes, time, General. I was just coming to that.
I see a vortex or whatever that is over there.
There in the distance it stood, enveloped in a mighty time storm. The world clock, General. The beating heart of all history. The axis mundi, the pillar of the world.
Not enough to conquer Russia by drilling back to the surface with his magical mind-controlling atomic radio set then.
No, General. You see, what if he could fuse little Orpheus directly with the world clock? Then his message would radiate with every tick and every talk. He would not simply be the Tsar. He would be the Tsar of all time, the eternal tyrant, the literal incarnation of everything our glorious revolution stood to overthrow.
Okay. Whoa, what the hell? Oh, you can move. How are we over here already?
Sonikiv!
Uncanny, General. But it was somehow different. I felt no cold. The waves were motionless. Indeed, it was as if I had stepped free of those rivers of time and stood on entirely motionless ground.
Yeah, everything
And there
stopped.
in the distance,
What?
debris from Zarya and tall slave mines had washed up here, almost as if I were meant to find it. And there, amongst it, the winking of steel led me to a blasting cap, and a plan began to form.
Uh-oh, meteorites. Run, Ivan! Run!
The terrain was ferocious. Explosive eruptions of fire and heat. Thunderous emissions and lethal gases.
Much like your cousin Pavel, perhaps, as a result of consuming all of those stolen eggs.
Aha! General, you have been listening after all!
Of course, he has to be listening to this ridiculous story. was gonna say, isn't that the one gonna explode? No. Go, 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 Ivan! Where the hell are we now? Something to protect against the comets? Or the asteroids? Left. Okay, that was a good job. I thought I wasn't going to be able to reach from there. Okay, that's good. I jump right in the corner. We are getting closer to that place. Again.
Agartha again? But why?
You are stalling, comrade. The clock is ticking.
Tick-tock, tick-tock! Of course! In a flash of inspiration, I understood. It was all wrong, you see, General.
That we can agree on.
We should never have gone to the center, because without little Orpheus, Toll could not have become the tyrant he had. The rocket drill was his means to reach the world clock, but it was little Orpheus that enabled him. And the time itself, the world clock itself, was determined to make matters right.
With a little help from you, of course.
Merely a simple pawn in a game played upon a cosmic scale, General. But a pawn who understood that he was being given a second chance to grab a chunk of the explosive resin that wondrous city was built upon.
So these things that we are picking up, is it? See what they're talking about.
And I was back. The mighty river of time roared past me, carrying the weight of the whole of history with it.
Even for you, this is a stretch. Our time is almost up. I have to submit my report within the hour.
Time, General. Time was nearly up indeed. That ancient and magical river that carried me along was surely moving inevitably towards some kind of end.
Okay, holy shit, that thing. What the fuck? It's like winding up the clock in there. Thank God, that's how I know to jump over there. Okay. How the hell there is so many things of those over there to wind up?
Enough. No more Privalov. No more stories. No more lost worlds and space dogs. I'm full of it. It is nearly midnight, and you have not given me the adequate explanation for the whereabouts of little Orpheus and the atomic bomb.
But, General, I am about to tell you what happened when I finally caught up with the villain Toll.
I do not care, Tavarish. I simply do not care. You have worn me down, and it is time to call a halt to this. I bear you no malice, comrade. In many ways, I admire you, but time is running out.
Yes, General, yes. Time. Because it was time itself that suddenly appeared to be on my side.
Again. But of course the guy is getting impatient. It's like the stories that he's telling is like, the guy's like dinosaur, kraken. It's like, come on, dude.
Perhaps the world clock was so impressed with your egg-wearing antics, he decided to return you to Plutonia for a second attempt. I would strongly suggest you cut to
The
the
T-Rex.
chase.
The chase, yes. The pursuit of tall and little Orpheus. I stood there with the resin fragment in one hand and the blasting cap in the other, and then, just like that, a clock began to ring.
Wait.
The world clock?
No, General, an alarm
Oh,
clock.
you needed to go down.
My
It was
Slava
so
alarm
weird.
clock, in fact, given to me by Auntie Marsha.
The one who married the beef investigator.
The very same. And the moment I saw that clock, I knew what I had to do.
That was so weird, that part over there. You knew if you had to go down or if you had to jump. That was very weird. I'm gonna admit. I think that part could have been better. You don't know if you have to go down or jump.
Yes, I'm waiting.
A bomb, General. A bomb to destroy a bomb.
So, you decided to build a bomb, eh? A bomb to destroy little Orpheus.
It was a simple plan, really, General.
Yes, you are very fond of your simple plans.
So build a bomb to destroy the bomb. Is that someone in there?
It was the last time I was to see those poor enslaved men
Yeah, the
on my
men.
journey. As they scurried in agitation around the base of the rocket drill, now a dreadful weapon of war in the hands of a madman, I was reminded of my mother.
Your mother looked like a nymph? That is extremely disrespectful, comrade.
No, I meant I was raised by my mother from an early age, of course. My childhood memories of my father were all too brief.
You are rambling, comrade Privalov. Time is running out. Diani Rezinovi.
Well, we are near the rocket.
Time will run out for us all, General, will it not? And it ran out for my father on the shores of Volga.
Your father fought at Stalingrad?
He did, General.
So did I.
Well, so you see, General. Perhaps we are just the same, you and I. Perhaps we are all just Menkf in the end.
Is a run to get to over there? Oh, you're going back to that place. Basically, we are visiting all the places that we did, all those levels.
What possible use in the construction of a bomb could be found in the belly of a giant whale? Were you perhaps planning on using a worm as a fuse?
That would be ridiculous, General.
I would hate to undermine your otherwise entirely plausible account.
You forget, General. The belly of the beast was full of shipwrecks. And on one of them, I was bound to find what I was looking for. Fuse wire.
Comrade, yes, you'd forgotten all about the fuse until I reminded you, hadn't you?
General, your cynicism is unbecoming to a man of your rank and stature.
So, you found a fuse? Okay. Oh, it's stopped now, one toll. Now we need to build a bomb to destroy the bomb. To destroy little Orpheus.
The clock was now ticking, General. Literally. I was surrounded by time, immersed in it, floating along a river of it on a raft made of history, seeking the next moment of opportunity to hurtle backwards amongst those lost worlds.
I am a patient man, Tavarish. I lost 3 toes in the winter outside Sharkovskaya in 42. A drunken dentist removed 2 frostbitten toes and 1 perfectly healthy one. You may therefore consider me a man blessed with an uncommon level of endurance for discomfort.
I hate visiting the dentist. My uncle Vanya was a dentist, and he was a deeply strange man, notwithstanding the love he felt for his pigs.
Is what?
He was a pig dentist, General. He always claimed that the human mouth presented an insufficient challenge.
Let me challenge you, comrade.
Oof,
You
nice grab.
will tell me what happened to little Orpheus. My patience is exhausted. I am done.
But we are nearly there, General. The world clock was shortly to strike again and transport me...
Where the hell do I go? Right
well,
or left?
who could guess where?
Gonna try right. It's hard to know if it was right or left in there. Didn't have a fucking clue. Uh-oh. It's rising up, this, whatever that is. Go, 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 Ivan! Run! Run for your life! Nice. Okay, so this is the path to go to the drill.
And so to the ocean floor, and that strange submerged city, and those poor lost vessels. To find a shell case to hold all of my scavenged ingredients, the last piece I needed to construct my bomb.
Ah, yes, I have been waiting for this.
General?
Time, Ivan Ivanovich. Whilst you have rambled on and on about it, I have simply bided mine. I am a patient man, as I have said.
Yes, I don't feel I paid enough attention to the story about your toes. Do you have specially made shoes?
Enough!
He's getting pissed.
Now I have your full attention. Indulge me, Tavares. Explain to me how you made this bomb.
General?
Your bomb, comrade, that you so brilliantly constructed to destroy little Orpheus. Tell me how you made it.
Well, it's like picking up stuff, right? Like he said in that one, the fuse. Now I don't know what else he picked up over here. But he's gonna explain what how the hell he built it to destroy.
Well,
In detail. The type of detail that should present no problem to a man who is actually capable of building a bomb, which I suspect would be an entirely different man to one who cheated on his entrance exams for the cosmonaut program.
Ivan, you cheated? Come on. Come on, Ivan.
You are uncharacteristically silent, comrade. Cat, got your tongue?
if I may, General, perhaps just a minute or two to gather my thoughts?
There are precious few minutes left. We have reached our conclusion, I think.
Yes, we have, General. I gazed up at the world clock and knew I had arrived at my destination. Whatever lay inside would see my journey end one way or another. But I had no idea of the marvels that awaited me. And
The bomb, Ivan Ivanovich! Tell me how you built the bomb!
it was a wonderful sight. The world...
It is 2 minutes to midnight, Ivan. It is time to end the story.
Okay. Episode 8. The Pillar of the World.
Let us recap. 3 years ago, you were sent to the center of the Earth as part of a top-secret mission to ensure the delivery of little Orpheus, an atomic-powered capsule. You promptly vanished until you casually wandered up to Molodiyozhnaya station 3 years later, claiming to have saved the world but lost little Orpheus in the process. Is this correct?
Yes, General, it is, but...
You are charged with many, many, many crimes against the state, including desertion, lying to a superior officer, and sedition. Any one of these charges bears the punishment of execution by firing squad.
It's like, but he saved the world. Of course, they don't believe
General,
what he did, but
you must be reasonable. I did my best. It's all true, I swear. I swear upon the lives of my family.
Oh, do you? Auntie Marcia and Uncle Vanya, the traveling tinker and the pig dentist, or perhaps Cousin Pavel, the criminal mastermind with the unhealthy taste for eggs. How stupid do you think I am, Comrade Devalov?
we're gonna see. We're gonna see if
So
everything
Dayu, it's all
is true or not.
Maybe your toy maker, or was it watchmaker, father, who apparently taught you all he knew, despite being killed when you were less than 5 years old.
I was a fast learner?
You have precisely 1 minute to convince me not to summon the guards, and have you shot on the spot.
A minute?
Oh, it's not possible.
A lifetime. It's all I need, General.
A minute? How the hell are you gonna tell all of this in 1 minute? It's like, what the fuck? Okay. Interesting that in the episode 8 you play a little bit in the beginning.
My father, I told you, I think I told you, he was a toy maker, and he often played with clockwork parts.
Tavarish.
But this made all those childhood wonders pale into insignificance. And it was fortunate indeed that my uncle...
Vanya, the pig dentist?
No, my other uncle, Sasha, had taken me mountaineering in the Urals during my childhood, for it was only by scaling these giant mechanical parts that I would reach little Orpheus.
Yes, I had been thinking that it seems awfully convenient that you were such an accomplished climber. I don't, however, recall any mention of this Uncle Sasha in your file.
He was a very private
A
man.
very unlikely man.
That was Uncle Sasha's blessing and his curse.
Okay, so basically now going up to get to little Orpheus. Nice, right on time. This is a big, big place. Looks like he's gonna send this thing up. Holy shit. What the fuck?
Those great wheels and cogs clashed and boomed. The vast hands of all time crunching forever and ever around.
Ivan Ivanovich.
Pendulums and springs and great big wheels and tiny little wheels.
Tavarish Privalov, stop!
Though at least the Mienk were not here, especially as they seemed to infest the world below the surface. Mienk, Mienk everywhere. Mienk, Mienk, Mienk. Many Mienk. Mienk for plenty. Mienk.
You are bambling. Comrade, enough.
I go through these. Go, 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 go! Oh! Oh. I was going backwards, but I was like, no, I can do that, I can do that, I have time. Holy shit. No, fuck! I thought it already passed it. But didn't look like. Alright. There we go.
But where was Toll? Aha! High above. On the clock face, perhaps. With his radios and his crystals. Now, if I could just reach him, I could use the bomb.
There is no bomb. You have no idea how to make a bomb. You have no idea about how to do anything one might actually expect of a cosmonaut.
The bomb?
Ivan Ivanovich!
General?
Time is up.
Time is up. Uh-oh. Can't reach at midnight.
Stop talking, Tavarish. You don't know what happens next. It is obvious. You've done very well. I applaud you for your efforts and your story. It is a wonderful tale, Comrade Privalov. I have enjoyed it immensely. But every story needs an ending. And it is clear yours does not have one.
Well, if I reach
Just need more
the end
time.
of the level.
If I gave you all the time in the world, it would not be enough.
No, General. I can do this. That is, I remember what happens next. I just need to catch my breath and compose myself.
We both know how this story ends, comrade.
But
How,
little
General?
Orpheus,
Tell me.
You haven't heard what happened.
We will find out soon enough. You will be executed, and another expedition will be sent.
Whoa, what the
No,
fuck?
you
Executed?
You cannot. We must never go back. You don't understand.
Make me, then. Make me understand. I am a kind man, although you may not believe this. I do not want to have you shot. So help me. Make me understand. Tell me what happened to little Orpheus.
Give me 5 minutes, dude. Jesus.
It was.
Ivan Ivanovich?
It was. It was. No.
It doesn't remember?
I'm sorry, General. I'm sorry, I have no idea. You are right. I simply cannot think what happened next. It's just a blank, General. There's nothing there. I am very tired, you see.
He doesn't remember? Huh.
Comrade Privalov. Ivan.
You're right. It's over, General. Perhaps you would be so kind as to write to my mother for me.
Of course I will.
You are a kind man, as you have said. And, General,
Yes, Ivan.
was it a good story?
Oh, yes. It was an excellent story.
Thank you, General. I am just sorry I couldn't give you an ending.
Unless...
General?
Quiet, Tovarish. I am thinking. Unless... I seem to remember that there were many problems with little Orpheus during production.
General?
Problems with the casing around the atomic battery. Concerns.
Concerns, General?
Yes, concerns. Unlikely though that might be. Yeah, it seems if I remember that it failed to secure properly. A sharp blow could spring the hatch and expose the fragile casing of the bomb to any would-be vandal.
I'm not sure I follow you.
A resourceful yet forgetful hero might, one would think, take advantage of that fact.
But how, General? Where would I find something to strike it with?
The son of a watchmaker would easily find something within a giant clock mechanism that resembled a hammer, surely.
A hammer? Why, yes, General. I do remember now. I grasped the hammer-shaped thingamabob.
Let's just agree it was a hammer, Ivan.
Yes, of course. Let's do that. I recovered my senses, shook my head, and looked about me. In my distracted stupor, I had climbed further up the tower than I ever thought possible. In front of me was the clock face, and I gazed out through it at the sheer expanse of history. And I knew whatever happened next... happened next?
The hand of destiny had fallen upon your shoulder.
Yes! It had. And what an extraordinary hand it was.
Little Orpheus is there. Go, 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 go! What the fuck? Okay, now this is a little bit made up. This didn't happen. Oh shit. Oof. Whoa, that glass passing in front. And that's
so
how he saved it.
Thor was defeated. Little Orpheus destroyed. The bomb lost forever.
Not just that, General. In that moment, time sprang back to its proper shape, and I found myself once more in Plutonia, the start of my journey. But the wound in the interior sky was gone. The drill was gone. It was as if I had never been here. And they were Nymph, free and happy, without the tyranny of toll, free to pursue their simple lives.
But we can never go back?
Never, General. One drill, one metal sphere, one lone cosmonaut was nearly enough to destroy time and unleash the tyrant toll upon our world. Who would think an innocuous beeping radio housed in a ball of metal could change the world so dramatically?
Who indeed? But tell me, what of you? And what of your return to the surface?
I stayed amongst the Nymph for as long as I could. But I came to realize they had begun to worship me as a king. No, General. I am a good socialist and could not allow this workers' paradise to become corrupted. And so I left that wonderful land for the last time.
And then?
And then I walked. For 2 years I wandered, always looking for a way home, through lands and worlds almost beyond imagination. Until one day, I emerged, blinking into sunlight, and realized I was home.
Until one day I emerged, just like that? You just found your way back to the surface?
Well, General, it was a little more complicated than that. There were great obstacles to overcome, and terrible challenges to face, and incredible lands to explore.
Enough, Ivan. Little Orpheus is lost forever. The interior is sealed. You have returned with a story of socialism, triumphing over incredible odds. It is, as I said, enough for one night. Enough for my report, at least.
General, if I may...
Comrade Ivan Ivanovich Privalov, you are found guilty of all charges brought against you and sentenced to execution by firing squad. However, having listened to your story, I believe you are quite mad. In other words, I find your madness guilty, not you. And we cannot execute madness. And indeed, there are lessons to be learned, even in the depths of this madness. Perhaps the Americans were right to send the chimp after all.
So, General?
Get out of my sight, Ivan. Go home. Enjoy a state pension as a madman. Just make sure I never see you again.
Yes, General. Of course, General. Anything you say. I shall be small and quiet and live a life without excitement and...
Out! Until one day I just emerged. Oh, very good, Tavarish. Very good indeed.
Wait, but there is episode 9. And this is the end. Whoa, look at the dog. Like. Okay, so what the hell is episode 9? A rush of onion to the head. It's a punch episode. Okay. Because I think this and that thing to collect things are not. They weren't on Apple Arcades when it came. Now for PC and console they put that.
Просто космическая. Eh? Who's the best hairy cosmonaut? It is indeed a lovely sunset, and it reminds me of the skies of Perun. I didn't? I never told you about the wonderful Sky City? Well, it was an extraordinary place, but one filled with dangers. Well, it might have been simple for you to cross it, but you were in a space capsule. I had to rely on my own 2 feet, my noshki. Feet which, I might add, had just crossed the interior, beaten the villain Toll, and helped inspire the Myank to a workers' revolution. Oh, that's all very easy for you to say, but your idea of civilized behavior is licking your own bottom in public. No. My adventures above the clouds were filled with untold dangers, death-defying escapes, and some really quite extraordinarily large Bielorybitsa. And it happened like this.
Okay, so this was for this
Weeks
release.
have passed since I left Plutonia, and one evening, exhausted, I simply fell asleep at the foot of a strange windmill. And when I awoke, well, that thought didn't cross my mind. I was exhausted after all. This is besides the point, my nosy canine friend. What matters is this.
Like
When I awoke, the windmill and the ground around it had been carried high into the air. What magic was this? Что за магия? As unlikely, perhaps, as a suitcase-sized dog orbiting the center of the Earth for many years. Quite.
Oh, this is pretty cold above the clouds.
Quick as a flash, Kakmonia, my training leapt into play, and I began to paddle the strange contraption through the clouds in search of answers. It is entirely possible that a miller who owns a windmill capable of levitating high into the air may also own a flying machine. Oh, now you're just being silly. May I continue my recounting of how I sailed over the sky gardens towards the mystical city of Peru? Oh, I must, my moil drug. I must.
Well, so many air balloons in there. To the mighty city of Peru. Alright, here we go. Whoa. It's like floating with this wind, that's very cool. He's like, I'm flying! I'm flying! So this must be already the mighty seat of Peru.
Powerful emanations! What mighty gusts! What an epic squall! They reminded me of Cousin Pavel, yes! But whereas his rearward zephyrs could curdle milk and tarnish the teaspoons, these magical wafts only serve to carry me aloft and onwards.
Ooh, I need to move this. What else is gonna do? Up or down? How the hell this works? Oh, you need to choose which direction. Okay. I wasn't understanding how this worked. Alright, you need to choose which direction you want.
But something was afoot in the gardens of Peru. This horrid muck staining the surfaces and making my nose curl. Yes, it was positively Pavilion in scent. But it did not belong here. I think I once told you of Auntie Masha's passionate encounter in a cable car with the manganese entrepreneur from Chiatura. Now, Auntie Masha told me that there was a disagreeable stain and smell all around those factories and smelting works. Our industry is not without its dangers. Could it be that the once bucolic gardens of Peru were being corrupted by unchecked pollution? After all, science is a double-edged sword, my bristly confidant. Consider Zemikov. Of course. I apologize. Прошу прощения. Two-headed dogs is perhaps a rather insensitive analogy, but not without justification in this instance. I have seen the blemished lands around Norilsk, but I could not believe that I would find such pollution here. But this was nothing to the true horror of what was shortly to unfold.
Whoa, what hell it is? What was the true horror that was to unfold? How the hell there is these big windmills, Jesus Christ. I was gonna say probably you bounce on that, but no. So these are already up. You don't want to go up? No, you want to go down. What the fuck? That's us.
terrible Strashnaya machina, spewing its poison into the air, had created a monstrous thing. A being. A malignant spoiler of the noble and pure. And it had taken on the form of its prey. Well, of course. No, конечно, I was the prey. The citizens of Perun had clearly long since fled the evilly sentient smog, but I inadvertently wandered into its lair. Oh, I know. Misfortune seemed to dog me. Oh, sorry, I do apologize. To follow my every footstep. But no time to ponder, no time to bemoan the hand that fate had dealt me. No, all that was on my mind was escape, конечно.
Escape. Of course. So, that probably was that part over there.
Yes, it was most interesting. The windmill seemed to be from an earlier age. Perhaps this was a devastating warning of the destructive power of unfettered industrialization. I most certainly had not forgotten about the windmills. I did not get carried away. You are missing the point. Perhaps because you are only a small dog.
Come on.
Oh, a brilliant,
It's a
brave,
big dog.
spacefaring dog, of course.
It's like
a small Sabashka nonetheless. If you perhaps listened more and interrupted less, I am just getting to the explanation of the windmills.
Well, I thought I was gonna walk on the clouds, but no. Holy shit, we are so high now. Oh, Jesus Christ.
My stinking nemesis was back.
Damn.
But more interesting was the change
Okay.
in the city.
I shouldn't go like that.
My stinking nemesis was back. But more interesting was the change in the city. The windmills were fading out, clearly obsoleted, mothballed, relics. Instead, a sense of an obsession with power was apparent. Vast engines, terrible machines, ever hungry and reliant on the rapid consumption of fuel, the production of toxic fumes and choking gases. Pride, my pushisti compadre, pride, ambitia, ambition, the dark side of science. Zemechov's had too many. Don't be ridiculous, dog. Only a Durak with the intellectual capacity of a ringworm would think windmills are in any way harmful.
Yeah, but that thing scared me. It's like, Jesus Christ, it appeared like that. I wasn't ready for that guy to appear. But it looks like with wind it appears because it's like a smell, so with the wind it goes out. Alright, looks like I'm gonna have to change this one to up. Should be that, I think, but probably not. No, I need these. So many balloons. So many hot air balloons. Oh my god. You can see like a chimney of a fabric over there, throwing out smoke. Because like I was saying, it's the industrialism that's doing this enemy appearing because of smokes. There we go. Oh, he's gonna appear again? No? What? That was slow, what? How the hell can you be faster than that? That was too close. Like, Jesus. That is too close.
Of course, you never had much of a chance to travel. Sarcasm doesn't suit you. You don't have the tail for it. You do, at least, have a tail. Mind you, family gossip maintained that so did Uncle Rabliem. Although it was apparently little more than a stub, and a source of considerable discomfort and social anxiety for him. The question of whether or not Uncle Rabliem wagged his stub is very much off topic. What I am trying to say is that your upbringing on the streets of Moscow meant you never saw the blackened fields of Magnitogorsk.
Holy
The sacrifices
shit.
made by the valiant citizens of that
In here the clouds are green.
as they drowned in their own blight, even as they powered the state forwards. I was reminded of Magnitogorsk as I wandered through those fields of pipes and foundries. And I wept for the loss of innocence that so often goes hand in hand with progress.
Holy crap. Because so many fabrics throwing that pollution made the clouds getting green. Uh-oh, what now? Is he big because he's on his terrain? Oh no. No, he's still the same size. But we are injured. Oh no. Come on, Ivan. Cover. Well, at that place it doesn't catch us.
Indeed! I just evaded the slimy, oily grasp of that man-made Vadzinoi, his petroleum stink clogging my nostrils and making my head thump. And I felt a great stirring within me. Yes, much like I assume Cousin Pavel. May he never get loose again. But no, quite different. This was no volcanic upbubbling of gastric malintent. No, it was the roaring fires of justice once more ignited within me. I felt a swell of patriotic fervor and knew the hand of destiny had fallen on me once more. Yes, what a hand it was! I could not see this great wonder sink into an abyss of poison and bile. The Perunians may have been forced to abandon their city, but I had saved the world once before and was ready to answer the call again.
Yes, Ivan. Of course. Save the world again. Alright, now it's raining. Probably it's even like acid rain. But like I said, like the environments are pretty good, the graphic wise. Of course it's nothing like, oh my god, but they are good. But I think the best thing of the game is like the level design, the platforming, how it's done, the levels, the characters, and the story and the dialogue at the same time, of course. Those are the best points. Not graphic-wise, they are good, but it's not their best point.
What strange metal Bielaribitsa clearly designed to swim through the air. I was amazed. And there was more. Beneath the fins, I spotted the apertures of hoses
and was reminded of the time Auntie Agrafina devised a contraption to water all of her copious algae beds simultaneously with one flush of the toilet by a system of pipes and valves that ran throughout her house. Można tak сказать, in a manner of speaking, yes. Her algae were most irrigated, although her neighbor Victor was washing his trousers in the sink at the time and was bruised quite severely about the face and body. But these were no ordinary flying metal fish. They were designed to expel air, fresh air, and push back the polluted clouds.
Interesting. It opened that. I like the echo when he's like laughing. You can hear the echo.
There is, of course, a fine tradition of looking to nature to solve problems of a scientific or military persuasion. Yes, as you well know. My nephew, Sergei... Yes, the very same. Poor lad with his dermatological eruptions. Well, Sergei was stationed recently at Kazachya Buchta, where dolphins... dolphins were being trained as brilliant aquatic agents of socialism. Why not then be inspired by marine life? Why, there is a fish, I have heard, that can shoot jets of water from beneath the surface to knock its prey off little tiny twigs and into its mouth. If you were to tell the average mushroom sheriff that a dog would orbit the Earth, I suspect you would receive a similarly sneering response.
Oh, probably
That is because
I
you
now
are a
need
small,
to open
hairy
the other.
hound of uncertain parentage. I, on the other hand, am a cosmonaut, the product of many months of training, and I realized the answer to pollution was here all along. The Peronians, tragically, had simply never had time to finish their fleet. If only I could find a working flying fish. If only. If only. Yes, if only.
If only. You will find, Ivan, you will find. Because you saved the world again.
It made perfect sense, of course. The poisonous tuhata that engulfed Perun was like a nasty cold. And you know what to do with a cold to rid yourself of it. You may not get colds, but nor can you operate bee-shelling machinery. So, don't get ideas above your station. We humans, on the other hand, may produce up to 16 million perfectly unshelled peas in an average shift. But we are martyrs to our sinuses. But to clear them, aha! These are remedies we Russians have been perfecting over the long centuries of harsh winters. Onions. A quick snifter of onion oil
Disclose
will
that one.
clear your head faster than a Pragviev can clear a hypothetical minefield. Yes, if I could find a functional fish, I would become that onion.
Like it's like, you are crazy, dude. You are fucking crazy. Just feed me, please. Yes. Is he gonna appear over here? Oh, nice. Okay. Guess it correctly immediately. Nice. Oh, we're gonna enter inside that tube, is it? Because looks like the air is up. How much high we going? Jesus Christ. Oh, and then we go down. Ah, shit.
I was close. I could feel it. Yes, the working fish, the ribka. I could feel I was at the heart of Perun, and my noxious pursuer had renewed its chase with a terrible vigor.
How the hell is always Intro running from this guy? Go, 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 go! He's so far away from us. Only if there's like a puzzle that you need to
Not far
do it,
now. I
like
just have to
Sci-Fi
keep
how to do
going,
it,
keep
you
pushing.
can catch up.
It's almost as if you knew, Pavel. Uncanny. Double tipped.
Alright.
There she was. A
The fish.
beautiful sight. Her scales shimmering in the sunlight. Her fins poised for action. Her onion cannons primed for a great aerial conflict unseen in the annals of human endeavor. And you are just jealous it was a bigger flying machine than yours. No, Peleus Powell. It was time for science to fight back. Yes, my hairy compatriot. Paechale, onwards to victory!
So we're gonna control the fish? It looks like. Up or down. Oh, you can go forward, it doesn't say, but you can move forward. Very cool, very cool. Shoot! What? That's very cool. A little bit different from what we had on the, you know, the normal game. So that. Can't go more forward than this. Which? Oh crap, here it comes. Bitch. I can't attack to him. Oh. When he opens the mouth, okay. Only when he opens the mouth you can shoot to him. Asshole. The fuck back. he dead? It looks like he's dead. There we go. With fit pollution.
It was a miracle. I found myself swooping through beautiful clear skies, the strange interior sunlight gleaming on the sides of my fishy vessel. I heard birds clear their little throats and begin their wondrous gvalt, the wind gently humming on the fins. And then, all of a sudden, under it all, well, you see, in my hurry, it didn't even occur to me to check how much fuel was carried in the strange craft. With a horrible splutter, the engines choked and died. And suddenly we were plummeting downwards towards our doom. I did not. A simple mistake that many have made. Why, my Aunt Agrafina met her untimely demise being late for a fungal sculpting seminar and making exactly the same error. Only, unfortunately, it left her stranded in sub-zero temperatures just outside Pravachitsinsk. She wasn't found until 18 years after her own funeral, but was perfectly preserved. Remarkable, really. It is beside the point, yes. So, there I was. My fabulous ship had become a terrible prison. I was hurtling to my almost certain death. My triumph turned to tragedy. But then... Well, you know what happened next.
But I don't.
Even so, moi magnati drug. That is a story
Oh,
for
come
another
on.
time.
Really?
A most extraordinary story, of course, filled with dangers and wonders, and canals, and invasions, and strange doorways to other worlds. But perhaps too long a story for now. Yes, indeed, my canine tavarish. Time for soup. Auntie Agrafina's famous borscht. Coming?
And there you go. That's how it ends the last
You know,
episode.
I think you really did have the happier time in Peru. The benefits of being a suitcase-sized dog in a little space machine, perhaps. Ah, yes, the correct term is indeed capsule, as I told the general once. Why, a letter just the other week. He's thinking of retiring, he says. Yes, and moving to Bashkiria to nurture bees. Bees? It surprised me too. I thought if animal husbandry was to be his passion, it would be a large, manly animal like elk, or bears, or a caban. Perhaps the bees he is thinking of are particularly militaristic. Or stingy, yes. Did you want bread with your soup? In which case, there's half a tin of old beef you could also finish. Somewhat grey, but I'm sure it won't taste awful. Yes, my four-legged associate. Now, did I ever tell you the story of when Uncle Rablien got his stub ensnared in the seat of a wicker chair in the finest fish restaurant in the whole of Taliatsie?
Oh, and it ends. Okay, so there we go. But, like, they could continue, right? They could do another game of Little Orpheus, right? Of course, it won't be called Little Orpheus because Little Orpheus was because of that machine, but they could give another name and continue the story here with Ivan telling more stories where he went to save the world and stuff like that, right? They could do it, but it's up to the Chinese room, that the developer of the game, to if they want to do it or not. But overall, was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool game to play. So yeah, if you enjoy it, you can buy the game on Steam. Yeah, on consoles it's already available. And yeah, you can play all the 9 episodes, and then you have that one that is play the episodes and try to get stuff to be able to use outfits. But yeah, pretty fun game. And pretty straightforward game, nothing like to stop you from progressing, nothing like that. So yeah, so hope you guys enjoy here the full playthrough of Little Orpheus, and see you guys next time.